Venerable Nayaka Hamduro and Venerable Mahasangha. Today, Indika Mahatma and Dimuthu Nona with Anali and Dulan and their friends invited the Venerable monks to this house and did a wonderful merit-making event, remembering your grandparents, right? Have you seen them? And this is about building heavenly mansions for them. In our human lives, we build these houses, we can live in our houses, but for them, sometimes they need our support. We build heavenly mansions. So one way to do that is by engaging in merit-making events. And giving a dana to monks is such a huge merit-making event in the Buddhist tradition. And it happens to be that today is the New Year Day. Today is about renewal in Sri Lanka. People wear new clothes, and in my case, when we were small, Amma used to put a new floor using cow dung. In villages, they use cow dung to pave the floor, and it's healthy, they say, and it makes a good connection with the earth. So we didn't have a tiled floor, or we didn't have vinyl, we didn't have any of that. We had a cow dung floor, and we had our padura, the mat we put on, and we sleep there. So we had a very good, comfortable sleep in those circumstances. But the excitement of a new year is felt in our hearts, and what we do is we visit families in the neighborhood. We exchange cakes, sweets and stuff. And also what we do is we kind of let go of old grudges, which is a healthy habit. You know, when you are holding a grudge against someone, it's weighing on you, right? It's painful sometimes. Our minds start to feel tight, and sometimes the mind is bleeding. We don't even realize that it's happening. Mind is like our hand. When something is so tight to it, it starts to bleed. There is a saying that goes as, if you don't heal your wounds, you will bleed on people who didn't cut you. You get it? It's profound. It's really beautiful. If you don't heal yourself, you will, when you go to work. So the problem maybe is between a friend and you, but then you bring that problem to your work environment and you start acting weird, and they don't understand why you are acting weird. They haven't done anything wrong to you. So you're kind of bleeding on them, not on the actual person who caused it. So Buddhism comes useful in such circumstances. Look at this glass of water that I'm holding on. And if I keep this up like this, wanting to make it still, and I hold it for 2 hours, will I be able to make it still? No. I say 3 hours, still not. But then you will tell me, put it down. Let go. The moment I put it down, you can see it's shaking somewhat violently sometimes inside. But only after putting it down, there is relief to your hand. So in the same way, renewal means letting go of that attachment you have toward, whether it is a painful attachment or a good attachment, you understand the truth about it, that this happened because of certain circumstances. Buddhism is all about things conditionally arising and realizing their true nature, and that they vanish. They vanish not after 3 years, they vanish right then and there, but we don't see it. Our mind eye needs to be developed enough to see that transient nature that is happening every moment. So knowing this truth, the truth of impermanence, the Buddha said, Atītam nānusoceyya, do not regret about the past. Nappa jappanti nāgatam. Nāgatam means what has not come yet. Don't worry about what is yet to come. Paccupannena yapenti. Keep your mind focused on what's happening now, not in the past, not in the future. Tena vanno pasidati. By that, your countenance becomes so serene. And in other words, if someone is slightly depressed, you can see that they may be sad looking, or they may be laughing too much. They are trying to hide some kind of pain that they are dealing with. They don't reveal it completely because they are kind of ashamed about it. But there are people like that they live in a mental prison, not realizing this transient nature, that there is the magical beauty of letting go of things, renewing things, and coming to the now. In a beautiful teaching called Baddekaratta Sutta, that's about ideal solitude, the Buddha reveals a beautiful teaching. He says, Yadatītam pahīnam. What belongs to the past is already gone. You cannot edit the past. Appattam chanagatam. The future has not come yet. Paccupannanca yo dhammam. Whatever is the experience that is within us now, tatta vipassati. You can look at it with your mind's eye. Because we cannot see it with our physical eye, look at it with our mind's eye. I will explain it in different words, other words. When you think about the past, you think about it now. When you think about the future, you think about it now. So all we have is the now. This is kind of the way we can interpret that teaching. This is something the Buddha saw. So when we bring those past memories, like a cow, cow is always chewing the grass he had eaten. He just sits under a tree and starts chewing. What's the word? There must be a word for that. He's just always constantly doing that. Is it munching? Something like that. So we can also bring these memories to our mind. And nobody knows that we are doing it, but we are kind of repeating that in our minds again and again, not leaving the past behind. We can also build a future mansion that does not exist and get anxious about it, or build something that makes us worry about things, whether it is exams and not being able to achieve something right, at the speed you want to achieve it, or when it comes to the past, worrying about the past mistakes. This happens to us. So renewal that way is so important, and the Buddha speaks to our hearts in volumes, telling us to see that transient nature, see that things change now, things change again, and that this too shall pass. That's the kind of wisdom he wanted us to cultivate in our minds. That's what awakens us. In that statement, the Buddha saying, Tena vanno pasidati, your countenance becomes serene. Look at somebody whose countenance is serene. They may have one ingredient, that is loving kindness, that they use in their cookings, drivings, writings, accomplishing things, dancing, or making a call to someone, texting, emailing, in all affairs. You can use loving kindness. That person really is a person who can renew and go to a new day with new beginnings, new realizations, new understandings, and not letting the past define our present being. Isn't that so good to learn that about Buddhism? That's what makes us a Buddhist, someone who realizes things. That's what a Buddhist actually means, a Buddha, someone who realizes. The Buddha realized things, and then he taught it to the world, and he then revealed the whole truth about how things are conditionally arisen, how they vanish, and how we can set our focus on it, and how we can develop the mind and cultivate wholesome qualities like loving kindness in our hearts. And the practice of generosity that you cultivated today is also so wholesome. Why? Because it's not rooted in greed, it's not rooted in hating, it's not rooted in delusion. It's about letting go, it's about coming together lovingly and inviting the venerable monks and appreciating what they do, that they practice something great, and that they are on a path, a straightforward path where they cultivate their minds, they develop their virtues and minds. So you appreciate their presence. And having monks in Canada is not easy. Nayaka Hamduru knows those days about, at the beginning when he first came, there were not many monks living here. Now because of Nayaka Hamduru and building a temple with the community together, there is facility for monks to come and live. So you are grateful to their presence, and you express gratitude by inviting them and offering a dana. As Lamisara Hamduru said, you offer it to the monks in the past, monks in the present, monks in the future, making your hearts happier. So even after the dana, you think, oh, I offered dana to 2 great disciples of the Buddha. That's a true statement. I offered dana to 80 great disciples of the Buddha. That's a true statement. So your heart remains pure. And you do that as a gift, as an offering to the living as well as to those who have said goodbye to us. Right? So now it's the time for transferring merit. දැන් අපි මෙහෙම කල්පනා කරමු. මීට වසරකට පෙර අභාව ප්‍රාප්ත වූ ඉන්දික මහත්මයාගේ මෑණියන් ඒ.ජේ. පෙරේරා මෑණියන්, ඒ වගේම මීට වසර 5කට පෙර අභාව ප්‍රාප්ත වූ ඉන්දික මහත්මයාගේ පියාණන් එන්.ජී.එල්. පෙරේරා පියාණන් සහ සහභාගී වූ හිතවතුන්ගේ අභාව ප්‍රාප්ත වූ දෙමාපියන් සිහි කරලා ඒ හැමෝම මියගිය යම් කෙනෙක් පින් බලාපොරොත්තුෙන් ඉන්නවා නම් ඒ හැමෝම මේ පින් අනුමෝදන් වෙන්න කියලා අපි අදහස් කරමු. අද මේ නිවසට මහා සංඝරත්නය වඩම්මලා දානය පිළිගන්වලා බුද්ධ පූජාවන් පවත්වලා සීලයක පිහිටලා ධර්මානුශාසනාවන් ශ්‍රවණය කරලා ඔබ අවබෝධ කරගත්ත, රැස් කරගත්ත කුසල පුණ්‍ය ශක්තියින් සියල්ලම ඒ.ජේ. පෙරේරා මෑණියන්, එන්.ජී.එල්. පෙරේරා පියාණන් ඇතුළු දෙපාර්ශ්වයේම නමින් මිය පරලොවසපත් වූ යම්කිසි ඥාතිවරයෙක් පින් බලාපොරොත්තුවෙන් සිටිනම් ඒ හැමෝම අනුමෝදන් වේවා, භවගාමී ජීවිත සුවපත් කර ගනිත්වා, උතුම් අමා මහ නිවනින් සැනසෙත්වා කියලා අදහස් කරගෙන පැන් වඩලා පින් දෙන්න. ඉදම් මේ ඥාති නං හෝතු කියලා කවුරුත් කියන්නේ.